Eclipse Awards ceremony is brought to you commercial-free by FanDuel TV, John Deere, Keeneland, and the Jockey Club.
The late Sir Winston Churchill held a love for horse racing in his heart. He famously said, "There is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man." The world of the thoroughbred horse breathes life into that sentiment. Indeed, the whole of the turf is the laboratory which proves over and over that basic truth about mankind and horse. A deep compassion for horses is in the soul of that wonderfully eclectic cast of women and men and young girls and boys who thrive on racetracks and farms. The center of all of our striving is the horse. The horse, that combination of lovely artistry and noble competitor. And how vibrant was that tapestry in 2023? There were glorious triumphs. Historic breakthroughs. Deeply cherished personal moments.
Cody's wins! Cody's wins! Thank you, Cody! Thank you, Cody's wins!
Celebrations, public and private.
Hey, Spiral!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 53rd Annual Eclipse Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Florida welcome to our hosts for the evening, Brittany Urton, Nick Luck, and Acacia Courtney.
What a reception. Oh, good evening, everyone. You beautiful people looking lovely. We are at the Breakers Palm Beach once again to celebrate the 53rd Annual Eclipse Awards. I feel very lucky, no pun intended, to be joined by Nick and Acacia up here. And Nick, we've done this a few times, but you actually had the courage to stand on this stage by yourself. I don't know what you were thinking, but you did. Takeaways from that night?
I've no idea what I was thinking. I'm backed by almost no demand whatsoever. But delighted to be kept on the straight and narrow by both of you. And just a reminder of what Caton was saying a few moments ago. It is 60 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Not 60 minutes, 60 seconds for your acceptance speech. Acacia.
And in the name of keeping things quick, we know there are a lot of horsemen and women in this room, and believe me, I understand it's nearly your bedtime. I get it. It's almost mine as well. So we'll try to keep things quick, keep it moving tonight. We want to say a warm welcome to Seamus Rooney and Maggie O'Farrell, who will be our trophy presenters this evening and helping deliver the Eclipse Awards to our winning connections.
Now, of course, we are here tonight to honor excellence in racing and inspired by Winston Churchill, as you heard earlier, through the lens, love of the horse, because why else would we be here tonight if to not honor those incredible equine athletes? They provided us so many memorable moments this past year, right alongside many of you within this room. So with that, Nick?
Yes. Brittany, I am looking for Ramiro Restrepo, and he is right here. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, give him a round of applause because Mage was the Kentucky Derby winner. The blue-collar hero who won the blue ribbon. In a few seconds, Ramiro, tell us what one horse can do for one man's life.
It's made our life a movie. We're like Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, Gustavo Jr. and I. You know, it's a blessing. Dreams fulfilled, and with a little bit of racing luck, we'll make some more noise going forward.
Congratulations, and good luck at the weekend. Acacia.
Oh, Nick, it has really been a year for the ladies, and I'm so happy to be joined by trainer Jenna Antonucci, who's had some remarkable moments this year. Jenna, what does it mean to you?
It's just been great to watch this team. As you can hear, we're a little enthusiastic tonight, so this is why we did it. You know, to have such a great team and everyone here just living this is just absolutely amazing for everybody here.
Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brittany, enthusiastic is exactly what each of you should be. There are so many incredible moments to look back on, all of which tie back to the horse. Now, we all know 2023 was not easy. The industry faced challenges, and some days were darker than others. But as everyone in this room can attest to, and you just heard, there was light amidst the darkness. And one of the brightest lights came by way of this year's FanDuel Moment of the Year.
In the day's most dramatic finish, Cody's Wish showed his determination, edging out classic winner National Treasure to repeat as a Breeders' Cup champion winner. Cody was there to greet him in a winner's circle they both shared. With sadness shared by all, Cody Dorman left us the following day. His father, Kelly Dorman, said it best. On Saturday, Cody watched his best friend, Cody's Wish, display his usual perseverance and toughness in winning a second Breeders' Cup. Those are the same characteristics Cody has shown time and time again for the 18 years we were blessed to have him. Fans across America felt the same way, voting for the thrilling victory by Cody's Wish and his #1 fan as the 2023 FanDuel NTRA Moment of the Year.
Thank you, Cody, and thank you, Cody's Wish.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the FanDuel NTRA Moment of the Year to the Cody's Wish team, please welcome FanDuel TV's Todd Schrupp.
Thank you, Kate, and thank you, everyone. There are a lot of lessons from Cody Dorman's story, and many of you have reflected on it over the last couple of years, which have been magical. But it's important to point out, when you plant a seed, you can watch it grow. And on FanDuel TV, we got to see the story of Cody Dorman grow. Because it all started with John Greeley IV, the late John Greeley, fourth-generation horseman, who came up with an idea at Keeneland we should have a Make-A-Wish Day where all the farms and all the organizations sponsored a child. In 2018, the Dorman family from Richmond, Kentucky showed up at that event. It led to them being sponsored by Godolphin. In 2021, Cody's Wish broke his maiden at Churchill. The Dorman family was out at Keeneland Racecourse, and we talked to them about that. Kelly, Cody's father, said, "My son's attitude is totally different after being around this horse. I wish people could see it." Little did we know from that maiden victory at Churchill Downs, we would go to a global stage and 2 Breeders' Cup Mile wins, and we would all know the story of the amazing Cody Dorman and Cody's Wish. But it was great to watch it grow on FanDuel TV and FanDuel Racing. I would like to have up now the manager of Gainsborough Farm, where it really all started for Godolphin, Danny Mulvihill.
Very briefly, I just want to say thank you very much. What an honor it is to accept this on behalf of the entire Cody's Wish team, and it is a very big team. We got some right here, but we got so many more back home and at bases all around. So with that being said, I'm going to hand off to Kelly here to say a few words.
I heard years ago saying, I don't know who said it, but it went like, over time, people will eventually forget about the things you've done. They'll eventually forget about the things you've said, but they'll never forget about how you made them feel. I know Cody made you guys feel that same way, but this moment of the year, it's for you guys too. You guys put so much in our heart. Everybody here in this room, everybody watching on TV, we love all you guys. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Nobody will forget. There will be many awards this evening that are just desserts for a lifetime's work, a coronation, if you like. But often the beauty of this sport, ladies and gentlemen, is about our hopes and dreams of what might lie ahead. And here are 3 talented, bright-eyed young colts who truly have the world at their feet. Let us now see the finalists for champion 2-year-old male.
In the 2-year-old male division, late season races achieved the expected by pointing to championship contenders, with their implications of classic races for the next year. A colt with the aggressive name Fierceness had won once before he took on the best in the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Santa Anita. Fierceness dominated to win by more than 6 lengths.
Fierceness, a powerhouse win.
The colt named Locked was, indeed, locked and loaded for the Claiborne Breeders' Cup Futurity at Keeneland.
It is locked to win the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity.
Recent championship glories were summoned by the colt Muth when he won the stakes named in honor of American Pharaoh at Santa Anita.
His name is Muth.
To present the award for 2-year-old male, please welcome Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Breeders' Cup, John Kidd.
Good evening. We celebrated an outstanding 40th World Championships last year at Santa Anita Park with our host partner, First Racing, and we look very much forward to joining Del Mar for another terrific renewal in November. While we are, of course, very impressed by the performance of all 3 2-year-old male finalists who ran in the Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita in 2023, we'll now find out who the winner is. And the Eclipse award goes to Fierceness.
Fierceness is owned and bred in Kentucky by Rapoli Stable and trained by Todd Pletcher. The team also won this award last year with Forte.
Okay, get up. All right. Okay. I love this sport. I've loved it for 40 years. As a 15-year-old kid that would go to Aqueduct Racetrack, to 40 years later, having 3 2-year-old champions. From a $2 better to 3 champions, Uncle Mo, Forte last year, and Fierceness this year. It's a surreal feeling that I dreamt about. This is what I dreamt about. Some kids wanted to be athletes. Some kids wanted to be doctors. I wasn't smart enough. I do have a PhD, but that was honorary doctorate. It cost me a couple million. So I found out I couldn't prescribe medicine, so it's really useless, to be honest with you. I want to really thank my friends and family that are always here to support me. Thank you. Considering they haven't laid out a penny in the last 15 years, it's kind of easy. I want to thank all the farms in Kentucky and Ocala that take care of our horses in New York, too. Especially Lane's End raised Fierceness. Bill Farish and his team have done an amazing job. Ocala Stud. This is the 2nd champion for the Pharaohs. Thanks. So they had Forte last year. They had Fierceness this year. Purposely, I am the only one with 2-year-olds this year, so you guys are not on this year. But they've done a great job. I want to thank, really the Rapoli Stable team. Jake West, Ed Rosen, Madison, Alex, Danielle, and Jim Martin for the amazing job they do for me. Seriously. Okay. I want to thank 15 years ago, before I really got into the sport, I used to look at a guy like Todd Pletcher and Johnny Velasquez and, watching rags to riches and never even owning a horse at the time and watching them as Hall of Famers. When you look at these 2 guys, you basically get Kobe Bryant and Tom Brady. And there's one thing about these 2 Hall of Famers. There's people that are in the Hall of Fame, and then there's that, you can keep fucking playing the music, don't bother me at all. So I'll start dancing. Start dancing. Go ahead. There you go. She loves it. All right. These guys are in the 1% of the 100%, so I want to thank that. The last thing I just want to say is, right now the sport, we're all on the Titanic, okay? There's an iceberg there, but we're not hitting the iceberg yet. We need a vision, we need leadership, we need alignment, we need strategy, we need collaboration. The big entities, the Breeders' Cup, Jockey Club, Heiser, NTRA, Toba, Thoroughbred Aftercare, with Churchill first, and Naira, and the auctions, and the gamblers, you know, the breeders, and the horsemen, trainers, jockeys, backstretch. We got to make this better for everybody. So I implore you, please, for the next 2 years, other than me taking more time, be selfless over selfish. It's number one. And this is the most important message I have tonight. Let's fucking compete in the racetrack. Outside of the track, let's compete together for what's best for this game. I love this fucking game, and it's gonna be here a long time. Thank you, guys.
And speaking of best for the game, for decades, horses and their connections have been in the spotlight. With the people behind the scenes, mostly anonymous, that changed with the TIAs. Thoroughbred Industry Employee Awards are given out annually, rewarding and shining light on the hard work, dedication, and talent of farm, racing, and administrative staff, truly racing's unsung heroes, deserving of the recognition at the heart of our sport.
The people that we're honoring are the absolute best and solid foundation of our sport.
See how important these awards are. I think this is one of the best things we've done in the last few years in horse racing.
We know that the horses are the foundation of this industry, but it's the people that brings us together. And this is a community, and we need to understand that, and we need to celebrate the community that is horse racing.
The industry is so important to me, and I know that so many of these people that are receiving these awards today work so hard. They're really the backbone of the industry. They're the people that keep everything going.
These workers wake up every morning and put their heart and soul into this industry, and we're very, very thankful for everything they do for all of us.
Getting recognized for your hard work is always appreciated, but the TIAA took that to the next level. It was an amazing experience.
And we'd like to say a big thank you to Godolphin. The TIA Awards are so wonderful to have the opportunity to recognize the heart and soul of this sport. And we want to welcome tonight our TIA Award winners here with us, Dominic Merritt, Linda Doan, and Saul Castellanos. Moving on to our next category. Breeders select the matings, bloodstock agents spend hours at the yearling and 2-year-old sales, owners make the investment, trainers lay the foundation. All are hoping to fulfill that dream of the next promising young star. But it's really hard to put into words the feeling that comes when your young horse wins a Grade 1 at age 2 or even a championship race. With unbeaten seasons and wins at the highest of levels, this year's finalists for 2-year-old fillies left it all on the track.
Among the 2-year-old fillies, it was a sweet day indeed for Candy when she took home the Darley Alcibiades Stakes at Keeneland.
Candy Luis Saez wins the Darley Alcibiades.
The other candidates had their biggest wins on the same day at Santa Anita, and yet took different courses. On the grass, it was unbeaten Hard to Justify, who won the Prevagen Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf.
Hard to Justify has won it.
Then another unbeaten daughter of Justify won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile on dirt when Just FYI prevailed in a tight finish.
Just FYI, she's a champ.
And the Eclipse Award goes to Just FYI.
Just FYI is owned and bred in Kentucky by George Krikorian and trained by Bill Mott.
Good evening. This is just fantastic. Such a shining moment for such a special and most deserving horse, just FYI. I would like to thank those people who provided the most support and were most responsible for just FYI's incredible racing achievements this past year. Words cannot express the respect, admiration, and appreciation that I have for Bill Mott and his incredible team. Those include Neil Pazansky, his assistant, his wife Sue, and a groom, Eduardo Martinez, who's been with Just FYI since he's been on the track. Kudos also to Junior Alvarez, who masterfully rode Just FYI to victory on a sloppy track in the Frizette Stakes and followed that up by overcoming a nearly impossible outside post position 12 to win the Breeders' Cup. I also want to acknowledge my very good friend for many years and bloodstock agent, Donato Lanni, who almost 30 years ago found me my first Grade 1 stake winner, Starrer, the Grand Dame of Star Act, Just FYI's dam. Had that not happened, I would not be standing here now. Thank you. Donato. We all know that as 3-year-olds, competition becomes much tougher, but I am confident that Just FYI will be tougher as well, and I'm excited and looking forward to her 2024 races. Thank you, NTRA, and thank you to the writers and broadcasters for supporting and honoring Just FYI today. Thank you.
The very phrase apprentice jockey implies the future. But to be a finalist even in that category, there must be an outstanding recent past. In 2023, Axel Concepcion led the apprentice division in both wins and earnings, including a riding title at Laurel Park. The 18-year-old native of Puerto Rico won 198 races, and his mounts earned more than $5 million. Jaime Torres wrapped up his riding apprenticeship in October with more than $4 million in apprentice earnings. Another native of Puerto Rico, Torres was the leading apprentice on the New York circuit. Sophia Vise became an Eclipse Award finalist for an outstanding record compiled in Canada. From a family of jockeys, the 21-year-old from South Carolina primarily rode at Woodbine last year, but also won races at Fort Erie and Parks Racing.
To present the Eclipse for Apprentice Jockey, please welcome Tax Director for Dean Dorton, Jen Shaw.
Dean Dorton's equine practice is proud to be NTRA's official tax partner and to serve this industry for over 45 years. As we know, an outstanding season as an apprentice jockey often predicts a stellar future in a jockey's riding career. And the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Apprentice Jockey goes to Axel Concepcion.
Axel Concepcion is the 5th jockey to hail from Puerto Rico to win the Apprentice Jockey Eclipse in the last 10 years. He is currently second leading rider at Turfway Park.
Wow. Thanks God for this amazing year for me. Thanks to all my family for always supporting me. Thanks to all the trainers, all the owner for supporting me in this great year for me. Thanks to the school in Puerto Rico for the great jobs with the kids. And I'm very excited. It's a dream come true for me. Thanks my family, all the teachers in Puerto Rico, all the people in Puerto Rico for helping me. I'm very grateful. Thanks God for this.
To present the Horse Player of the Year, ladies and gentlemen from Daily Racing Form, please welcome New York correspondent Dave Grenning.
Good evening. In addition to awarding champions in 17 divisions this evening, it's important that we also recognize the individuals who fuel every aspect of our sport, the horse players. And as a representative of Daily Racing Form, I represent us, would like to say thank you to all of the horse players. Tonight, we symbolically salute their contributions by honoring the winner of the 2023 National Horse Players Championship with an Eclipse Award. Please welcome to the stage this year's Eclipse Award-winning Horse Player of the Year, Paul Kalia.
Thank you. Never in a million years did I think I would be here today. From the first time my dad took me to the races at age 7 at the old Lincoln Fairgrounds in Lincoln, Nebraska, to my dad sneaking me into the now defunct Axar Bend racetrack because I was underage. Those were the good old days. I would like to thank the National Thoroughbred Racing Association, the National Horse Players Championship, for all they do for us. Also, I would like to thank the tournament websites, Horse Tourneys, and horseplayers.com. I wish my parents were alive to see this. Thank you.
Without those that play the horses, we would have no horse racing. And we lost one of the sport's finest far too soon. Jose, the champ, Arias, a member of the NHC Hall of Fame and title winner, Jose's passion for the sport was evident. He found intrigue in the puzzles handicapping provided, but perhaps most importantly, he cherished the support of this community. Reflecting on his victory, he said, "When they started chanting my name after I won, that was the cherry on top." Individuals like Jose embody the spirit of this sport, fiercely competitive, yet bound by a wonderful camaraderie. Tonight, we remember those whose legacy is forever woven in the tapestry of horse racing and our hearts.
one time that I had the privilege of interviewing legendary trainer Jonathan Shepard, I asked him about winning a race at Saratoga for 47 consecutive years. And his answer was, it takes good horses to do that. Now, this year's finalists for Outstanding Steeplechase Horse have been very good. In fact, 2 out of the 3 also started their career in flat racing, showing yet again how incredibly versatile and athletic the thoroughbred truly is. These are the finalists for Outstanding Steeplechase Horse.
In the steeplechase division, the similarities of the campaigns of finalists was striking. Each won 2 of 5 races. Awaken's prime race came in the Jonathan Shepard Handicap, a Saratoga race honoring a beloved figure in the sport.
And Awaken has won the Grade 1 Jonathan Shepard.
The top win for Merrymaker came in the Lonesome Glory Handicap at Aqueduct.
Merrymaker to pull off the upset.
The finalist Snap Decision won the Temple Gwathmey in Virginia in April and ended the year winning the David L. Zeke Ferguson Memorial at Great Meadow in October.
And the Eclipse Award goes to Merrymaker.
The 2023 champion steeplechase horse, Merrymaker, is owned by Hurricana Farm and trained by Arch Kingsley Jr. Merrymaker was bred in Ireland by Matthew Hayes.
Wow. I wasn't expecting this. But luckily I could get this done in a minute. This year began with the huge excitement of an English Grand National entry to mark the centennial win of that race by the first American owner to win it, who was my great uncle Laddie Sanford, who lived right down the street. So that was what we were looking forward to this year. And after that, lightly raced Merrymaker came back off of an injury with a flat win with his daughter riding and an allowance win, and all of a sudden jumped into stakes company, and here we are accepting an Eclipse Award. For this, I want to thank my old friend Arch Kingsley, trainer of Merrymaker, his wife Wendy, for their endless professionalism, dedication, their daughter Taylor, who is Merrymaker's exercise rider and flat jockey, and the wonderful crew at home in Camden, South Carolina, Maya, William, to get it all done on a daily basis. It's an honor to even be in the same company as horsemen, great horsemen like Charlie Fenwick, Jack Fisher, Sean Clancy, who were all nominated for this same award. I want to thank them all for their friendship, their support, their guidance, and I'm happy to be here with them. Finally, huge thanks to Parker Hendricks, brilliant jockey, scion of a legendary steeplechase family who was also coming off an injury last year and immediately clicked with his horse. And most of all, thank you, Merrymaker. Everybody wants their big horse, and you're ours. And thank you to my daughter, Gigi, and best friend, who's a show rider and keeps my passion for horses burning every day. Thank you.
Congratulations all. Now, you might have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, the checkerboard silks on our graphics this evening. Homage to this day, half a century ago. I'm sure most of you are here. The members of the National Turf Riders and Broadcasters Association could vote on that day with impunity and with very little imagination. Horse of the Year, Secretariat. Champion 3-year-old Colt, Secretariat. Champion owner Penny Chenery for Secretariat. Champion breeder likewise. I'm sure you know where I'm going here. And even turf horse, Secretariat. He swept the board. Of the 20 homegrown Eclipse Award nominees this evening, ladies and gents, Secretariat is in the pedigree of 19 of them. I know. Goodnight Olive is the sole exception. Now, this year, members of our esteemed profession have had to show much more imagination, and here to tell you more about those who have shone in the media. Please welcome the incomparable, the daily voice of horse racing, Mr. Steve Bick. Oh, you're there.
Thank you, Nick. The members of the National Turf Riders and Broadcasters are privileged to bring you the stories, both triumphant and tragic, that make thoroughbred racing what it is, the greatest unscripted drama in sport. And sharing our passion for the game with stakeholders, horse players, and fans as a profession is a unique pleasure that we cherish. As Nick pointed out, the story of Secretariat endures as one of racing's most towering achievements and ongoing fascinations. In 2023, we celebrated that 50th anniversary of his unparalleled 1973 campaign, and Woodbine Entertainment's retrospective on his final race is one of the 6 Media Eclipse Award winners, with Tim Layton, Sean Clancy, NBC, the TDN, and photographer Carolyn Samancic, which we honor tonight. Let's watch.
Greatness was the theme of the Features Television Award winner entitled Secretariat, The Last Race, the first Eclipse for Woodbine Entertainment producer Elisha Massa and TSN.
On behalf of Woodbine Entertainment, we want to thank everyone for this great honor. We wanted to do something special to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Big Red's last turn around the track, and it took a truly special team to make that happen. I want to recognize lead producer Tammy Glanders, assisted by producers Phil McSween and Paul Salvalaggio, our editor Andrew Doherty, graphic designer Andre Paquette, DOPs David Syrie and Rob DeLuca, and our production manager Elisha Massa. We also need to thank those that participated in the piece itself.
The emotional impact that accompanies the tragic side of racing garnered both Writing Eclipse Awards. Written by Sean Clancy and appearing in the Saratoga special, The Worst Test was awarded the News Enterprise Trophy, the second Eclipse for Clancy.
Thank you to my brother Joe and Tom Law. It was my byline, but it was our work, and it was all the Saratoga special. To Paul Halloran and anyone who's ever survived the deadline of the special. Thank you to Mom, Dad, Sheila, Annie, and Miles. You've been there all the way, from Red Raven to River D, out of Mystic to Awakened. Congratulations to Tim Layden and all the winners tonight. A shout out to Brendan Walsh, who spoke for all of us that day. And most of all, to Maple Leaf Mel and her team.
The Feature Commentary Award went to now 4-time winner Tim Layden for his NBCSports.com piece, Maple Leaf Mel and the Long Arc of a Horse Racing Tragedy.
3 quick thank yous. 1, to NBC Sports for continuing to support journalism and my writing. 2nd, to the judges for selecting this story. And 3rd, and most importantly, to Melanie Giddings, who had the worst day of her professional life last August and told me all about it and let me tell her story. It's an important story, but it's hers. I was just the messenger.
The Heart of Racing headlined the multimedia category with the TDN Writers Room podcast on Wade and Carson Yost, taking top honors. It's the 2nd win for TDN.
Thrilled to death to win this award, and a complete team effort. Many thanks to the people who work behind the scenes: Anthony, Katie, Aaliyah, Nathan Wilkinson, and the rest.
And really, the award is not about us. It belongs to the Yost family for sharing their unbelievable story with us in the racing world.
Thank you all so much. It was an honor to meet the Yosts and an honor to be recognized.
Dry January be damned, I'm raising a glass to Carson and Wade Yost, of course the TDN and their team, and first and foremost, the horses. Thank you and cheers.
And the triumph of racing rounded out the media awards. The Eclipse Award for Photography went to Carolyn Samancic's Trading Horse Paint, with Cody's Wish and National Treasure. It's her first Eclipse and appeared in the press box.
What an honor and a privilege it is to be selected for this year's Eclipse Award for Photography. It was just 5 years ago that I went to the racetrack for the first time to a photo workshop to learn from some of the best. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude to be receiving this award for my image of Cody's Wish. What an emotional story. What an amazing horse. And an insane battle down the stretch with National Treasure. Something I will never forget. Thank you to everybody that supported me and helped me along the way. And especially thank you to Cody Dorman for sharing his special horse with us.
NBC Sports coverage of the Breeders' Cup World Championship won its 4th consecutive Eclipse Award in the live television programming category. The production was headed by senior producer Lindsay Schanzer.
I'm so honored to be accepting this Eclipse Award on behalf of NBC Sports. We had so much fun covering the Breeders' Cup World Championships this year in its 40th running, looking back on all the incredible memories and moments in its 4-decade run, and as always, we were treated to more unforgettable moments along the way. This event is a bear to put on, and I say that lovingly. I want to give a special shout out to our entire production team that made it happen, particularly our director, Corey Newmy, our tireless announce team, and of course our partners at the Breeders' Cup. We have so much fun putting this event on, and we can't wait to do it again next year. Thanks so much.
Yes, please. Another round of applause for this year's Media Eclipse Award winners. Amazing. Now, Nick and I have been lucky enough to be a part of several Breeders' Cup broadcasts, but perhaps the one that set the bar for all of us was the first. It was a segment featuring the great John Henry, a bouquet of roses, and a young Tom Hammond in his first network role.
There is no doubt that Tom Hammond is the broadcaster's broadcaster. He's that warm, seamless, reassuring presence whose wonderful voice, whose rich voice makes you realize that what you're watching really, really matters.
The famed broadcaster Tom Hammond is honored tonight with a special Eclipse Award for career excellence. Hammond's dynamic career covers more than 50 years in broadcasting and television production, including the founding of Hammond Productions. The native of Lexington, Kentucky, has starred as the host for NBC Sports telecasts of the Triple Crown and Breeders' Cup World Championships. Also renowned are his coverage of various sports during 13 Olympic Games for NBC, his play-by-play coverage of the NFL and college football, basketball, and many years as an announcer for the Keeneland sales. Hammond's passion for thoroughbred racing dates from his earning an animal science degree from the University of Kentucky. The university connection was a family affair, for Hammond's grandfather, Thomas Poe Cooper, was a dean of the UK College of Agriculture and a former acting president of UK. Hammond's many honors include the Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame, Eclipse Awards for Television, the Jim McKay Award, and the UK Distinguished Alumni Award. His career in thoroughbred racing culminated with anchoring the first Triple Crown winner in 37 years. His career can best be summed up by using his own words, which came some 25 seconds after that Belmont finish. He did it!
Friend and colleague Kenny Rice honouring the work of Tom Hammond. I think, Brittany, though, above all, having had the pleasure and privilege of working with Tom, the most important thing to say is how unfailingly kind and generous he is. Mm-hmm. And in a world that's, let's face it, not noted for its selflessness, the world of television, a genuine team player.
We are so incredibly proud to honor a legend of the game with this special Eclipse Award for career excellence, because that's exactly what his career has been, the unparalleled Tom Hammond.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I can't be there in person to accept this award, but that doesn't lessen my gratitude at all for this wonderful Eclipse Award. And thanks to those of you responsible for selecting me. I think back to the summer of my sophomore year in college when I was mucking out stalls for Hall of Fame trainer Cheryl Ward at Saratoga. There's not a person on the planet, including me, that could dream that I would ever be here accepting an award like this. Of course, many of you know that I never intended to be an announcer. In the 1960s, I began reading the race results on the radio. I was desperate for a job and started doing that radio job for $35 a week. Then on to local television, at which time I also became the sales announcer at Keeneland, Ocala, and other states, and then co-founded a video production company. And of course, then came 1984, the first Breeders' Cup, where NBC hired me to be a reporter on the backstretch. And this is where I owe a great debt to the great racehorse John Henry. You saw the video a few moments ago as he munched the roses out of my hand. And at the end of the day, NBC offered me a permanent job, which led to 34 years with the Peacock Network. That included the Triple Crown, the Breeders' Cup, of course, countless football and basketball games, other sports as well, and 13 Olympic Games broadcasts. Obviously, there are too many people to thank each one individually, but I treasure each one of them, both in the media world and in the thoroughbred world. And of course, none of it could happen without the support of my wife, Sheila. It has been an improbable, unbelievable journey, and it's been a labor of love for me. And this, of course, is the pinnacle, this Eclipse Award. So again, I can't tell you how much it means to me, and I thank you all very much.
White Abarrio was always a good horse. After showing promise at 2 with the Trouble Trip and Graded Stakes Company, and going on to winning Grade 1 races like the Florida Derby at 3, and taking his connections on to the Kentucky Derby. The road got a little rockier from there. After moving into the barn of Rick Dutrow, the comeback of White Abarrio was also the comeback of Dutrow. After 10 years away from the game, we saw Babe in the winner's circle after the Breeders' Cup Classic, and we were witnessing right before our eyes a good horse becoming a great one. Ladies and gentlemen, your first finalist for Horse of the Year is White Abarrio.
And a case from a horse who looks like he can run all day long, to those athletes who only need a little more than a minute to really entertain us. Those tightly wound balls of fast twitch muscle and raw power. And the beauty of the sprinters is that they develop great rivalries. They keep coming back and they knock spots off each other time and time and time again. And with that in mind, particularly this year, here are the finalists for Champion Male Sprinter.
Two of the finalists in the sprint category, Cody's Wish and Elite Power, are also finalists for Older Male on Dirt. Cody's Wish won 2 sprints and 2 stakes at a mile. His scores at 7 furlongs included the Grade 1 Churchill Downs Stake.
Cody's Wish! Yes! He did it, Cody! He did it again!
Elite Power, the defending champion, added 4 more graded sprint scores in 2023. Among them was the Qatar Racing Breeders' Cup Sprint.
Elite Power does it again in the Breeders' Cup Sprint.
The versatile Gunite won 3 sprint stakes, including the Grade 1 Forgo at Saratoga.
And Gunite will defeat Elite Power in the Forgo.
To present the Eclipse for Male Sprinter, please welcome President and Chief Executive Officer of Keeneland, Shannon Arvin.
Good evening, everybody. Keeneland is so pleased to once again sponsor tonight's Eclipse Awards. 10 graduates of Keeneland sales, all alumni of our September yearling sale, are finalists for the Eclipse Award. We are here to honor all finalists tonight for your dedication and commitment and passion for our sport and these incredible animals. It is a privilege to be part of your journey, both in the sales ring and on the racetrack. And the Eclipse Award for Champion Male Sprinter goes to Keeneland Sales graduate Elite Power.
To help present the Champion Male Sprinter Eclipse Award, please welcome Saul Castellanos, the TIA 2019 Leadership Award winner. Elite Power, a 2019 Keeneland September yearling sale graduate, has now won his 2nd straight Eclipse for Male Sprinter. He's owned by Judd Mott and trained by Bill Mott.
Thank you very much. Obviously, Shannon did add in that it was Keeneland grad, and we're obviously an operation often renowned for breeding our own, and this was a huge relief for me that we could take horses like this that we spend a lot of money for and be successful with them. Bring an Eclipse Award winner to race again, you know, as an older horse, it's obviously a big risk given their stallion value, and so big credit to the sportsmanship of Prince Khaled's family, and here's the deserved award for it. Also, having a horse win 9 of his last 10 starts, finishing with another Breeders' Cup and Eclipse Award is, and obviously the best performance of his whole career coming in his very last race. I think that's just a tremendous tribute for the management of the horse by his trainer, Bill Mott, and I'm delighted to see all of his assistants that have worked so hard on Juddmonte horses over the years here tonight as well. A special thank you as well to all the people back on the farm. Elite Power is no choir boy and never was, and he took a little bit of handling, and they did a great job with him in his early years as well. Thank you very much, and obviously Ira, thank you too.
The front-running Echo Zulu was the champion 2-year-old filly of 2021, and 2 years later, she was still challenging for another Eclipse Award. In the 2023 female sprint division, Echo Zulu won all 3 starts, including the Grade 1 Ballerina.
Echo Zulu, most impressive in the Ballerina.
Another former champion was Goodnight Olive, who in 2023 added 3 graded races, including the Grade 1 PNC Bank Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint.
Goodnight Olive is a champion again.
The New York bred filly Maple Leaf Mel won hearts with 3 straight stake scores, including the graded victory ride at Belmont Park.
It is Maple Leaf Mel. She wins the Grade 3 Victory Ride Stakes.
To present the Eclipse, please welcome Executive Vice Chairman of First Racing and Gaming, Craig Fravel.
Thank you. Thank you very much. On behalf of First Racing, I want to welcome you all to South Florida and to the Pegasus races this weekend. We look forward to hosting you and hope you enjoy yourselves at the races. I listened to Mike Rapoli, who, when he was young, dreamed of winning Eclipse Awards and the Kentucky Derby, I think. As a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, I dreamed of hanging out with fast women. And prayed to God that I would, but that's just a lesson that you need to phrase your prayers carefully. Because instead, I'm here to announce the winner of the Female Sprinter of the Year. Who is Goodnight Olive?
Goodnight Olive is a repeat winner in this category, champion female sprinter. She's owned by First Row Partners and Team Hanley, was bred in Kentucky by Stone Street Thoroughbred Holdings and trained by Chad Brown.
Who's going to take this thing? He is. I want you to find a guy in a white jacket. Remind him Rapoli owes me $1. That's awesome. Congratulations. All here? Come on, bring them all. Yes. The whole crew is here. Are we all here? Goodnight Olive brings a crowd. Special horse for us. What an honor to represent Goodnight Olive in this team tonight. All the First Row Partners are here tonight except Will Robbins. We miss him. I have John Eaton, Roger Kaplan, Frank Romeo, and Marty Scheinman. Marty gave me a nudge a few years ago to be in a partnership, and this is what happens. We have Jay Hanley and his group, Team Hanley, with us. We appreciate them for being with us from the start. They put a lot of fun into our partnership. Liz Crow, our agent, is with us. Paul and Sarah Sharp put Goodnight Olive through early training. Our exercise rider, Walter Velazquez, he's somewhere here. There he is. Irad Ortiz, our jockey. Congratulations to you, and what a wonderful ride in the Breeders' Cup from Post 1. Our trainer and his team, Chad Brown. I can't say enough about his commitment, his diligence, his intellect. To get these horses to these races is just amazing. Thank you for what you do for our partnership. John Stewart joins us tonight, I believe. Where's John? There he is. John was so generous to purchase Goodnight Olive, and we look forward to her future career. My first equine advisor was Cott Campbell. Many of you in this room remember Cott. Cott always said, remember the horses, the horses, the horses. And tonight, I want to remember our champion. Good night, Olive.
Well, if 3 is a crowd, what are 28 people? Congratulations to Team Goodnight Olive. Is everybody having fun? I don't know if I believe you after that applause. I told you. They've got a lot of people here. We love to see it, though. We love to see that celebration. We've heard it many times before. Being a trainer is not just a career, but it's an all-consuming lifestyle. From the 4 a.m. alarms to the dreaded phone calls in the middle of the night, to the condition books from 5 different racetracks that are scattered across the back of your car. That's from personal experience. It's full of sacrifice, not only for the individual, but for their family, their friends, and for their staff. It's the team that makes the success a possibility. Here are the finalists for Champion Trainer.
In the trainer category, all 3 finalists are looking for a repeat win. Chad Brown, a 4-time Eclipse winning trainer, sent out 9 individual Grade 1 winners last year, including 2 Breeders' Cup winners. Brad Cox led trainers in earnings with more than $30 million, and his 10 individual Grade 1 winners were spread across 8 divisions. 3-time Eclipse Award winner Bill Mott also had 10 Grade 1 runners in 2023. They included finalists in 3 Eclipse categories.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Keeneland trustee and vice chairman of the Jockey Club, Bill Lear.
Good evening. On behalf of the Jockey Club and Keeneland, we salute the finalists in all human and equine categories tonight. None more prestigious than our 3 finalists for Outstanding Trainer. Please join me in congratulating the Eclipse Award winner as Outstanding Trainer. Wish granted, Bill Mott.
Trainer Eclipse Award. His previous wins came in 1995, 1996, and 2011.
Thank you. An awful lot of people to thank. Too many to mention with 60 seconds. But I've got my 3 assistant trainers here, Kenny McCarthy, Leanna Williford, Neil Poznansky. They're the ones in the trenches. They're the ones that manage my staff. They're the ones that do the day-to-day work, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm so glad they were able to be here. I want to thank the 2 jockeys that rode the 2 finalists here tonight, or the finalists, Irad, Junior Alvarado, and of course the farms and the owners of the horses that had the finalists here tonight, Juddmonte Farm, the Godolphin Racing, and of course Mr. George Krikorian. I mean, I got to thank them. There were so many other owners that had a hand in this, and I'm very grateful for everything. My family's here tonight. I'm so happy to have Megan and Riley here, my brother Donna, and I'm so happy that they're here, and of course my wife Tina. She's been behind everything and been a big support throughout everything. Thank you very much.
All right, well, I know Bill would agree with me here, but I love turf racing. The tactics, the wicked closing kick finishes, how the entire picture can change in a blink of an eye. But also, how it is a truly international affair. And I love that Team Mott's still celebrating over there. This year's finalists for champion turf male and female treated us to all of the above. Once again, it's a battle of global proportion featuring contenders from America, England, and Ireland. Now, they've settled it on the track, but who will take away the prize for their body of work? We'll start with the boys. Here are the finalists for champion turf male.
Auguste Rodin had won the Epsom and Irish Derbies, as well as the Irish Champion Stakes before coming to America. His subsequent win in the Longines Breeders' Cup Turf made him a finalist in 2 categories, including the male turf horse division. Master of the Seas lived up to his name in the 3rd country where he ran in 2023. Master of the Seas won the Rico Woodbine Mile in Canada. He then crossed yet another border to score in the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Mile at Santa Anita. Up to the Mark graduated to the top quality for a Grade 1 score in the Old Forester Bourbon Turf Classic at Churchill Downs. Once up to that mark, he won additional Grade 1 stakes in his next 2 outings.
Master of the Seas, Up to the Mark is there. Master of the Seas, head-bobbing photo.
All right, and the Eclipse Award for champion male turf horse goes to... I'm really excited. This is the first time I get to do this. Up to the Mark.
Helping to present the Eclipse 2023 TIA Newcomer of the Year Award winner and exercise rider for Up to the Mark, Dominic Merritt. Up to the Mark is a 2020 Keeneland September yearling sale graduate owned by Rapoli Stables and St. Elias Stables, trained by Todd Pletcher, and bred in Kentucky by Ram Spring Farm.
Hi, everybody.
Sit over there.
That's okay.
No, so.
That's okay. Don't.
Guys, honestly, this is my first turf champion with Vinny and Teresa and both the Rapoli Stable team, the St. Elias team, and the Florida Panthers. Okay, all right, there you go. Free tickets for tomorrow night's game if you guys want to go. But you know, this is special. I mean, I want to thank, you know, obviously my team, Vinny's team, Teresa, Vinny, but again, you know, Todd, who, you know, a lot of people said he couldn't train a turf horse, and I said I think he could. And you know, for a mid-level trainer, this guy's really stepped up his game. He's a special guy. He's got a future there. But I want to thank Todd because I said it, like, at the end of the day, he's the guy that has all the pressure. You know, we show up, but he's there every morning at 3:30. He's been amazing. And I want to thank my son and my nephew. You don't get two better kids in this game, even though now like they're 30 and 29. It means I'm real old. But at the end of the day, I like competing against one versus the other, and we have a lot of fun. But these two guys are unbelievable. I think they're like 14 or 15 months apart. They root for each other. They love each other. They represent the game incredibly well. And everybody knows I like to bust his chops a lot more. This is my favorite one, but that's another story. Even though he wins a little bit more, I think he needs the money more than Jose. But I will tell you this, though. Jose, Irad won most times with Uncle Mark, with up to the mark. But Jose's ride at Keeneland, that beat Master of the Seas, if anybody's here from England, I'm sorry, by a nose, was why we're standing here and not that other horse. So I want to thank both of these guys because they deserve it, man. All right? All right.
The accomplished mare in Italian was the first, or within a photo of being first, in 4 consecutive races. That sequence included a pair of Grade 1 wins in the Jenny Wiley and then the Just a Game.
In Italian, in any language, a dominating performance here.
Jockey Frankie Dettori had many accomplices in 2023, and one of the best was in Spiral. She inspired Frankie's famed flying dismount after wins in France, in England, and then in the Maker's Mark Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf in California. Another traveling filly, Maj, starred in Dubai, England, and Kentucky. Maj then was oh so close in the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Mile.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present female turf horse champion, please welcome Chief Executive Officer and Executive Vice President of the Florida Thoroughbred Owners and Breeders Association, Lonnie Powell.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners are absolutely delighted to host once again, to see Florida host once again the Eclipse Awards. And we salute all the horsemen and all the connections, all the nominees and all the winners who either race here, come over and compete here, or do your work here in Florida. And now, for the Eclipse Award for the champion female turf, the Eclipse goes to Inspiral.
Spiral, the champion female turf award winner, is owned and bred by Cheveley Park stud of Newmarket, England, and trained by John Gosden.
On behalf of my mother and myself, I would like to thank everybody who has voted for Inspiral. Wow, this is a very special award to win and very unexpected. However, Inspiral did demonstrate her true champion quality with a supercharged acceleration over the last 2 furlongs of the Breeders' Cup Fillies and Mares. Exhilarating is the only way to describe her performance at Santa Anita that day. Inspiral has now won 6 Group 1s and was also voted European champion 2-year-old filly and 3-year-old filly. I'm glad to say that she stays in training as a 5-year-old, so fingers crossed that she stays fit and we can see her at her best a few more times at the racetrack before she retires to Cheveley Park, where she was born. I would like to thank John and Thady Gosden and all the team at Clarehaven for their expert training of Inspiral. I'd like to thank Frankie Dettori, who has ridden her brilliantly in all of her 6 Group 1 victories, and Chris Richardson and all of the Cheveley Park team too. Thank you.
I just heard a wow in the corner there, which was presumably a reaction to Richard's remark that Inspiral would happily stay in training as a 5-year-old. And similar comments apply, we learned this week, to our 2nd Horse of the Year finalist, the magnificent Idiomatic. Now, bigger isn't always better, but this filly is very much the biggest, and she has risen to the very top of her game. This was her coming-of-age season, blasting, bulldozing away her rivals before scoring in the Breeders' Cup Distaff in the gutsiest of fashion. She laid it all on the line for us that day, and we might just be scratching the surface. And that is what, ladies and gentlemen, makes this filly so exciting. Your 2nd nominee for Horse of the Year is Idiomatic. And now, from a big, beautiful beast to the more diminutive heroes of our game.
The finalist trio for the Jockey Eclipse Award pits a multiple winner against two others coming off sensational seasons of their own. Jockey Tyler Gaffleone achieved a career best in earnings with just under $30 million. Gaffleone's earnings ranked him second among riders, enhanced by 23 graded stakes, including 6 Grade 1s. Four-time Eclipse Award winner Irad Ortiz Jr. set an earnings record to stake his claim to a 5th. He led all riders with 366 wins, including 15 Grade 1s. A trio came in the Breeders' Cup, with a win aboard White Barrio in the Classic topping the day. French-born Flavien Prat went on his own Grade 1 winning tear with 13 wins aboard 12 different horses at tracks in 4 different states. Among his wins was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf on Eclipse finalist Hard to Justify.
To present the Eclipse for Outstanding Jockey, welcome Executive Vice President and Chief Racing Officer of the Breeders' Cup, Dora Delgado.
Thank you. The strength and dexterity displayed by thoroughbred racing jockeys make them one of the world's greatest group of athletes. As we just saw, our 3 finalists had remarkable seasons in 2023. And the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Jockey goes to Irad Ortiz Jr.
Last year's champion jockey, Irad Ortiz Jr., has now won 5 Eclipse Awards, the first in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2022. He joins Hall of Famer Jerry Bailey and Lafitte Pincaid Jr. as the only riders with 5 or more Eclipse Awards.
First of all, I want to thank God for a great year, the NTRA, all the voters, the trainers and owners of this beautiful sport for the huge support they've been giving me in the last few years. The whole team, also the whole team behind them, racing manager, grooms, hard workers, exercise riders. Thank you guys for everything you guys do for the horses. My agent, Steve Rochin, thank you for the hard work. It's a teamwork. Thank you, Steve. Also, my personal trainer, Andy Lucases, and my personal doctor, Rafael Lopez, for always take care of me and being on my side, and my family for all the love they give me every single day just to keep going. Thank you for that, especially my mom and my dad. I really love you, Daddy. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
How cute was her outfit? Dreaming of a great horse is just the beginning. Now, providing them with the necessary resources to achieve greatness, that's the true key. Owners and breeders, many of you in this room, invest not only your time, energy, money, and emotions as you dream of exceptional horses, but you nurture these equine athletes to a level of excellence. Now, tonight we honor those individuals whose dedication and passion breathe life into these thoroughbreds and their careers. Let's take a look at this year's finalists for Champion Owner.
The owner category pits 2 major international stables with an already proven American owner. Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's Godolphin operation has won or tied the Outstanding Owner Award 6 times. Godolphin led owners by 2023 earnings with 7 Grade 1 winners. The Juddmonte operation, founded in 1980 by the late Prince Khalid bin Abdullah, has continued that success throughout the world, with family members taking leadership roles. In 2023, Juddmonte raced Breeders' Cup winners and Eclipse Award finalists Elite Power and Idiomatic. Clairvich Stables' Seth Klarman won an Eclipse as part of a partnership in 2019. On his own, Klarman is continuing at the top level. In 2023, Klarman was second to Godolphin in earnings, and his Grade 1 winners included Eclipse finalists randomized.
To present the awards for Outstanding Owner and Outstanding Breeder, please welcome from the Thoroughbred Owners and Breeders Association, Chairman David O'Farrell and President Dan Metzger.
On behalf of TOBA, we salute the commitment and resources which thoroughbred owners bring to our sport year after year. We congratulate all three finalists in the Outstanding Owner category. And the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Owner goes to Godolphin.
This is the 7th Outstanding Owner Award for Godolphin and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum.
I'd like to thank everyone who voted for Godolphin in the owner category for this Eclipse Award. It's a very special win for Godolphin and our founder, Sheikh Mohammed. He's laid the foundation to be able to win the Owner Eclipse Award for an unprecedented 7th time, including 4 consecutive wins. It feels a bit like Groundhog Day, but unlike Bill Murray character, we love the feeling. It takes a village to compete and succeed at the highest level, so many thanks to our unbelievable staff back in Kentucky, to our trainers, Mike Stidham, Owen Harty, Bill Mott, Brad Cox and Brendan Walsh, and the assist that we received from our European trainers, Charlie Appleby and Saeed bin Sarour. And a big thanks to our jockeys who have rode our horses brilliantly, Tyler Gaffleone, Junior Alvarado, Flavian Pratt, William Buick and Oisin Murphy, who rode all our 12 Grade 1 winners. Hope it's Groundhog Day again next year. Thank you.
Under the stewardship of Brad Kelly, historic Calumet Farms has returned to dominance to perennially rank among the nation's leading breeders by earnings. Ranked second last year, the Calumet bred runners included Grade 1 winners Warlike Goddess and Far Bridge. For the 3rd consecutive year, Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's Godolphin operation is a finalist for the Outstanding Breeder. 7 division finalists were among those bred by Godolphin, as the operation led breeders by North American earnings and Grade 1 wins. Barbara Banke's Stone Street again showed its breeding quality, finishing second in Grade 1 wins and overall graded stakes wins. In a year that saw their Curlin become the leading sire of Breeders' Cup winners, the Stone Street bred contingent included Clairiere and Goodnight Olive.
Good evening. Our distinguished group of finalists for Outstanding Breeder combined for progeny earnings of more than $49 million and 20 Grade 1 wins in 2023. Please join me in congratulating the Outstanding Breeder of 2023, Godolphin.
This is the 3rd consecutive Breeders' Award for Godolphin and the 3rd consecutive time to sweep the owner and breeder categories.
Well, firstly, I'd like to thank all of tonight's organisers, the sponsors, and of course those that voted for Godolphin. Most of all, I would like to pay homage to our team. As Michael alluded to, it takes a village, and it doesn't matter the role, everybody's involved, our vets, farriers, vendors, the broader Godolphin family. And one of the greatest joys I get in my role is just being part of that team and seeing firsthand the passion, the commitment, and the love of the horse that all our people bring with them every day. So this one's for the team. Well done, guys, and thank you, everybody, for your support.
Good evening. I'm Congressman Andy Barr, and I'm proud to represent Kentucky's 6th Congressional District, the horse capital of the world. The Eclipse Award of Merit is the thoroughbred industry's highest honor, bestowed upon an individual who has displayed a lifetime achievement in service to our sport. Stuart Janney's lifetime of work is admirable, and I congratulate him on this prestigious award. Let's take a brief look at his career.
Stuart S. Janney III's decision to carry on his family's rich legacy in thoroughbred breeding and racing came shortly after his parents passed away in the late 1980s. Over the past 3 decades, his involvement and dedication have greatly enriched our sport. On the track, he has owned a steady stream of stakes winners, alone or in partnership. Off the track, he brought his business acumen to the board of directors for several prominent organizations. As vice chairman of the Jockey Club, Mr. Janney spearheaded vital initiatives in the areas of thoroughbred safety and fan development. When he took the reins as chairman of the Jockey Club in 2015, he was determined to bring a national uniform set of integrity and safety rules to a sport that sorely needed them. The eventual enactment of the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Act and the subsequent creation of HISA have done exactly that, and the sport is better for it. The health and welfare of the sport has been his sole motivation at every juncture. Tonight, for all he has done, a grateful industry says thanks, as it presents an Eclipse Award of Merit to Stuart S. Janney III.
And to present the Award of Merit to Stuart Janney, please welcome Secretary-Treasurer for the Jockey Club, Ian Hyatt.
They gave me 3 minutes. And I'm going to be good about that, but I don't want you to think I'm abusing the 1-minute rule. I want to thank all that have supported giving me this award. It means a great deal. If you go into our living room in Maryland, there are 2 Eclipse Awards there. Ruffian, her 2-year-old year, and Ruffian's 3-year-old year. It reminds me every day of the highs and the lows of this great sport. And I think that's even more so today. It also reminds me of my parents, my grandmother, and my uncle, who showed me why they loved this sport and really brought me to the same feeling. It was very nice to see those pictures of them again and see me at a much younger version. There's one problem with those Eclipse Awards, Ruffian and 2-year-old and 3-year-old years. I really had nothing to do with that. And so this addresses that problem, and I'm very thankful that it's not a problem anymore. As I think about what's gone on over the last 25 years, which has been the time of my participation in this sport, I'm reminded of a story, and I'm going to make sure that I attribute it properly because, as we've all read in the paper, there's a great deal going on with plagiarism. So this is attributed to that great equine philosopher, Terry Finley, who told me this story. There was a turtle sitting up on a fence post, and the man walking down the road came to the turtle and he said, "How in the world did you get up on that fence post?" And the turtle replied, "I had a lot of help." And that's the way I feel tonight. And I'm going to thank some people that fit into various categories. There's one I'm going to thank right off the bat that really doesn't fit into any of these categories, and that's my trainer, Shug McGahee, who has been a great friend. And without getting him into too much trouble, has occasionally given me advice on what we ought to be doing. The first group that I'd like to thank is the team at the Jockey Club. Jim Gagliano, Matt Juliano, Mark Summers, Laura Barilaro. You heard earlier from Bill Lear, who's not only our vice chairman, but our general counsel. And of course, our longest-serving steward, Ian Hyatt, who makes sure that we don't run out of money. During this period, sometimes the going didn't seem to be particularly easy, and I had a wonderful group of stewards through that whole period. They were steadfast. They gave me an awful lot of good advice, and I want to thank all of them for what they did over the last 10 years. The other thing that I think was very important is that out of all this, there was a coalition that formed, which was the Breeders' Cup, NYRA, the NTRA, Keeneland, Churchill. And that really wasn't something that had been done particularly well in the past, and it needs to be done in the future. There were some people in politics that did an extraordinary job. We all hear about how partisan things can be. Well, Andy Barr, that spoke just a second ago, and Paul Tonko are in different political parties. They work together tirelessly to accomplish what needed to be done. And of course, Mitch McConnell came in and sort of knocked heads together at the end to produce what we have today. Without his involvement and participation, it would not be with us. As I look ahead, our industry's got a lot of issues that we can get in front of and solve. We've now been given the toolkit. We didn't have it before. With HISA, we can go forward, but we need to go forward together. And our challenges fall really into three categories: finances, safety, and integrity. I hope that we have learned as an industry the advantages to being together, and that we really do go forward in a unified fashion. I know the stewards of the Jockey Club and members of the Jockey Club will support the industry's efforts to move forward on safety, integrity, and our financial future. We're going to fund marketing efforts. We're going to fund analysis of safety proposals, strategies to integrate racing into sports betting. We will continue to offer what we hope is constructive advice to HISA as time goes on. And where racing's continuation is in question in some states, we'll work with others to hopefully find viable solutions. So there's a very full agenda, and I hope all of us will work together to accomplish it. But thank you very much for this.
All of the speeches tonight so far have really encompassed the theme of the evening, which is for the love of the horse. Now remember those dreams we talked about earlier? The excitement of the 2-year-olds will hopefully lead to the brilliance of the 3-year-olds. In this year's diverse group of finalists, you have the Kentucky Derby winner, whose whirlwind 3-year-old season peaked at exactly the right time. There's a turf horse who boasts an impressive record in Ireland, England, and America. And then there's a horse who made history, as his trainer became the first female to win a Triple Crown race. These are the finalists for 3-year-old male.
Among 3-year-old males, Arcangelo emerged to win 2 revered American races. Prior to the historic Travers at Saratoga, he had conquered the singular Belmont Stakes.
And it's Arcangelo to win the Test of the Champion.
Auguste Rodin was a dual classic winner abroad before he crossed the Atlantic for the Longines Breeders' Cup turf to prove his world class.
But Auguste Rodin will win the Breeders' Cup turf.
If there's one race that stands above others for sophomore colts, it would certainly be the Kentucky Derby, presented by Woodford Reserve. It was there that Florida Derby runner-up Mage had perfect timing.
Mage to win the Kentucky
Derby! And the Eclipse Award goes to Arcangelo.
Champion 3-year-old male Arcangelo at 2019 Keeneland September yearling sale purchase is owned by Blue Rose Farm and trained by Jenna Antonucci. Arcangelo was bred in Kentucky by Don Alberto Corporation.
What a year. I want to take you to a moment of my journey at Santa Anita. He's in the stall getting diagnostic work done. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. At this moment, I realized what we've done. We went from maiden, Peter Pan, Belmont, Travers, to early favorite in the Breeders' Cup. With each race, the competition got better. And with each race, he did it more effortlessly. I say, wow, you're the best horse in the world. The best horse in the world, but we may not get to prove it. I swear if he could talk, he'd say, yeah, I know. He knows it. I know it. Jenna knows it. She did a great job. Javi knows it. We're blessed to have him. Robert, he knew it since the day he first worked him. Fiona, she knew it. She's the backbone. Katie knows it, and Giovanni knows it. The greatest part of this sport is you just need one special horse and a bunch of people who believe in him. Thank you for believing in him and working so hard. Where we got? I want to thank anybody who helped him with his success. I want to thank Lane's End for believing in him as a stallion, and I want to thank the Eclipse Awards and the voters. We may not be able to claim best horse in the world, but Arcangelo, 3-year-old of the year. Thank you. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the 3-year-old filly winner, welcome President and Chief Operating Officer of Churchill Downs Incorporated, Bill Mudd.
Good evening. Thanks for being here tonight. I think it's only appropriate that we follow the 3-year-old male champion tonight because today we are 100 days from the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby in May of next year. Our team could not be more excited. We've been working for the last 2 years on a new renovation of our paddock, $200 million structure that will be debut this May, and we're really excited about that. That also means we're 99 days away from the Longines Kentucky Oaks. So it's only appropriate now that we take a look at the finalists for 3-year-old filly.
The international traveler Maj was undefeated in 4 races from January through October on both sides of the Atlantic and captured the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup presented by Dixiana.
Maj, Lindy trying. Here's the wire. Maj takes it.
The Longines Kentucky Oaks was the first big race won by Pretty Mischievous. That was followed by a pair of additional wins in Grade 1 races.
They come on for the finish. Pretty Mischievous. She takes the Grade 1 Acorn by a head.
In back-to-back races, the filly Randomized defeated other 3-year-olds in the historic Alabama and then took on her elders to win the Beldame.
And she's going to post a front-running victory in the Grade 2 Beldame Stakes. Randomized, wire to wire.
All right, and the Eclipse winner goes to Pretty Mischievous.
Also presenting this award is Linda Doan, the 2023 Tia Doc Richardson Community Award winner. Pretty Mischievous is owned and bred by Godolphin and trained by Brendan Walsh.
I'd like to thank all the voters who voted for Pretty Mischievous. We were probably biased, but we thought she should have been the best one and was the best one. Consistency and brilliance are the hallmarks that Pretty Mischievous has shown us, and how she was such a wonderful filly all year long. But as brilliant as she is, what Brendan and his team will have seen is that how expressive she is, and that's how she got into the hearts of all the people that looked after her or were lucky enough to be on her athletic journey. On that first Friday in May was a watershed moment for Godolphin and for our founder, Sheikh Mohammed, when Pretty Mischievous provided us with our first Kentucky Oaks, and with Brendan with his first Kentucky Oaks, and with Tyler Gaffleone with his first Kentucky Oaks. A special thanks to Brendan and his team for making 2023 such a memorable year for Pretty Mischievous. And a big thank you for Tyler, who showed us great skill in the saddle and forging this perfect partnership with her that made them very nearly unbeatable throughout the year. She's come back to Brendan's base at Palm Meadows just recently, and we're looking forward to a big 2024 with her again. And hopefully we'll be standing up here again next year. Thank you very much.
Now, there are those stories that transcend sport. Moments that mean more than the trophy. Racing was blessed the last few years to watch a relationship between a talented racehorse and young boy blossom before our eyes. It was a bond that was both inexplicable and truly undeniable. Cody's Wish, with his grit, determination, and will to win, so perfectly embodied the spirit of his unlikely best friend, Cody Dorman. In his father's words, this horse gave him life, and their bond was life-affirming for all of us. Your third Horse of the Year finalist, one who captured the heart of not only that young boy, but the entire racing world, Cody's Wish.
Now, you'll have appreciated us breezing as best we can through tonight's entertainment. Ish.
Speak for yourself.
Ish. But ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation for the thoroughbred only really grows with a grand, long body of work. And with that in mind, Acacia, we're going to move on to our next categories.
And the older dirt categories bring together horses and athletes from all different backgrounds. Sprinters, regally bred horses who have stayed in training to our delight as fans, and Horse of the Year finalists. And in many ways, Nick, this has been a year for the ladies, and the fillies and mares are no different, having dazzled us on the track time and again. Here are the finalists for older dirt female.
As a 5-year-old, Clairiere retained her form of earlier years, and she won 2 Grade 1 races, including the Apple Blossom at Oaklawn Park.
Clairiere racing on the outside. Clairiere gets up.
Goodnight Olive had been a champion sprinter in 2022, and she was back in 23 to win 3 Grade 1 races, including the Madison at Keeneland.
Goodnight Olive to win the Grade 1 Madison.
Idiomatic won 8 of 9 races, including a dynamic 5-race win streak that concluded with 3 Grade 1s. The Personal Ensign, Juddmonte Spinster, and the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff.
And the winner is Idiomatic.
Idiomatic is owned and bred by Juddmonte and trained by Brad Cox. This is the second older dirt female Eclipse for Cox, who won in 2020 with Monomoy Girl.
Thank you. Definitely Idiomatic was the gift that just kept on giving this year, and she was probably one of the biggest surprises that we have had at Juddmonte in a long time, if not ever. We started out the year just trying to get her a little bit of black type, and without even conviction that we might continue to race her throughout the year. And then she won her listed race, and she won her Grade 3 and her Grade 2 and her Grade 1. We completed a great passion of Prince Khaled's by winning his own sponsorship in the Juddmonte Spinster, and then capped it out with the Breeders' Cup win and now this Eclipse Award. On behalf of Prince Khaled's family, I really want to thank Brad and his team for doing something that is pretty difficult to do, to keep a horse of this caliber sound, happy, fit, and performing at the very, very top of their game. It really was a tremendous achievement. Obviously, Florent did a great job riding her, and people have forgotten that earlier in the year we started her out at Turfway Park and had to move on up the ranks. But the other thing people forget about is the work that goes into these horses on the farm. We didn't even bring, she is 17-2. We didn't even bring her in out of the field until April of her 2-year-old year. And I'm the first one, I'm not too proud to say, that when riders got off her, they just kept saying, this big filly is good. And I didn't believe it, and she proved me wrong, and that's to the exercise riders. So thank you all.
The 2023 season was another wish upon a star for Cody's Wish. His 4 major wins included the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile and a dominant score in the Hillendale Metropolitan Handicap.
Cody's Wish, winner of the Grade 1 Met Mile.
The champion sprinter of 2022, Elite Power, returned in 2023 with 4 major wins. They included the Qatar Racing Breeders' Cup Sprint and the Alfred Vanderbilt at Saratoga.
Elite Power got him right on the money.
White Barrio stepped into the spotlight with a runaway win in the Whitney Stakes and the climactic Longines Breeders' Cup Classic.
White Barrio and Brad Ortiz, and they have won the Breeders' Cup Classic.
What a tough category, but the winner of the older dirt male is Cody's Wish.
This is back-to-back wins in this category for Cody's Wish, who's owned and bred by Godolphin, their 4th Eclipse of the evening, trained by Bill Mott for his 3rd Eclipse Award tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who voted. The biggest thank you goes to Cody's Wish. He's the one who showed up every day, and I suppose the key player in all of this. A big thank you to Bill Mott and his team for the training job that you guys did throughout the year. To Junior for some masterful rides, particularly his last day out, fantastic. This is, for me, the best horse probably that I've ever had the privilege to work with. I've been lucky enough to have seen him grow from the day he was born right up until we got Cody involved and we got Cody on board with the team. And I think that gave us a huge boost, but a lot of credit for this past year goes to two of our key decision makers in Dan Pride and Michael Banahan for deciding to keep the horse in training for another year, because probably the easier and safer decision would have been to retire him. But well done, and thank you for that. Thank you, everyone.
All right, we know what time it is. Final award of the night. So much cheering at the Mott table tonight. I love it. Congratulations. Final award, so I'm going to make you all hush for the big one. Horse of the Year, the highest honor in American thoroughbred racing. But what defines Horse of the Year? Now that is the debate. Is it the race record, the quality of competition, or does the conversation go past the winning post? Endless factors weighed by voters in an effort to decide who is the most deserving. However you define it, tonight's 3 finalists for Horse of the Year have put together campaigns and compelling cases worthy of this prestigious title. Now, once again, you know who they are, but let's hear them one more time. The Eclipse Award finalists for Horse of the Year.
The 3 finalists for Horse of the Year campaign from coast to coast. White Abarrio won the biggest race on the biggest day with his Longines Breeders' Cup Classic win, his 3rd victory of the year.
White Abarrio and Brad Ortiz, and they have won the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Champion Idiomatic began 2023 with just a maiden win and ended it just 1 race shy of perfection at the highest level in her division.
Idiomatic has taken the lead. Clarier trying to squeeze through, but it's going to be Idiomatic to win.
And champion Cody's Wish. In keeping with the theme of the night, the outside of this horse has been good for the inside of all of us.
Cody's Wish and National Treasure coming down to the line, fighting back National Treasure.
To present the Horse of the Year, please welcome President and Chief Executive Officer of the National Thoroughbred Racing Association, Tom Rooney.
Thank you. I'm the last one, but I want to say before we call it a night, thank you to all of our sponsors that makes a night like this so special at a building like this. The people behind the scenes, especially Sasha from the Breakers Hotel and Michelle from the NTRA. Thank you for all your tireless work putting us on. I'd also like to thank Brittany Urton, Nick Luck, and Acacia Courtney Clement for their hard work tonight. Please give them a round of applause. But most especially Seamus Rooney, Jr. at the Benjamin School here in Jupiter, Florida, and Maggie O'Farrell from Trinity Catholic in Ocala, Florida. Give them a round of applause. I get the honor for the last couple years of presenting Horse of the Year. And some people think that I should give a big, long speech about everything in our sport and what's good and what's can be fixed. And there's a lot of time for us to do those things, and we will. We get the privilege of being involved in this sport for a very short time in our lives, relatively speaking. So it's our duty, and we'll do that. And I think that tonight especially, I'd like to get some help up here if I could to announce Horse of the Year, which I think embodies what I'm failing to say about what I'm trying to say. Kylie Dorman, can you come up here and help me do Horse of the Year?
Cody's Wish.
Oh, man. I don't know if I've got the words. There's Cody's picture right there, man. Well, you'll never hear Tom Hanks say there's no crying in horse racing. I never would have dreamed 5 years ago when all this happened that I would be standing right here doing this. I wouldn't have dreamed the wonderful people we've met. But, man, I hope you guys got a TV in front of the stall down at John Bell right now, because I want to thank Cody's Wish for everything he's done. I mean, I know everyone here, you guys just blow me away, because I know you put your heart in these horses day in and day out. That's your life. And I know a lot of times those horses put their heart into you. The jockeys, the trainers, owners, everybody. And that horse, but he put his heart into us. And thank you. Thank you for everybody. Thank you, Godolphin, Bill, Jr., the best little sister in the world. Best wife and mother in the world, too. Just, one of the best things that come out of this, other than, the grit and determination that we got to watch Cody's Wish run with. I think he got that honest when they give him his name. I mean, can't and quit was two words that we never used, never will. And, you could think that horse can't talk, but he can, but he won't use those two words either. I mean, he always spoke to Cody and speaks to little sister here too. But it's such an honor to be able to be here to accept this on behalf of Godolphin, Cody's Wish, and everybody else. And I want to let you guys know how much it means, the fans that's come up to us and let us know how much the story behind a wonderful horse means, and just so many wonderful people that we've gotten to meet through this, the connections we've made, and it puts a smile on our face day in and day out. And you guys are great. You guys are great. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for voting for Cody's Wish.
And special evening, and I don't think any of us up here could probably say it better than Kelly Dorman did. These horses put their heart into us, and was that not the theme of the night, the love of the horse? So I just first and foremost, from all of us, want to say congratulations to all finalists and all winners here at the Eclipse Awards for 2023. A truly beautiful night.
Such a special night indeed, and we are all here because of horses. As Kelly said, we put our hearts and souls into this game, and we want to give a big hats off to everybody who's continued to support this game. Horses on the track and after the track as well. And it seemed that pretty much everybody got a chance to come up on the stage tonight at one point.
It's a game of wishes and hope, and we saw that play out tonight. And I do think a few people may have to go to confession after this evening.
God is not happy.
God has spoken.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the voice of God and the voice from God, Caden Brainerd. It's been an evening about about family, a celebration of family, and a celebration of the next generation. Brittany, Acacia, Caden, it's been a great pleasure to work with you. Thank you all so much for being with us this evening. Roll on next year and another wonderful year in horse racing. From us all, good night and God bless.
Cheers.